Good day, yung students. Welcome to second semester. And for this semester, you will be having your new major subject, and this is called Trends, Networks, and Critical Thinking in the 21st Century. So what are the things that you need to learn in this subject? So this aims to develop your critical and creative thinking skills, essential tools for decision making, and discovering patterns and extracting meanings from emerging trends. So yung mga natutunan nyo sa inyong previous subjects like Introduction to the Philosophy of Human Person and Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics will help you better understand this subject. So for our first lesson, we are going to discuss trends and fads. So alamin natin, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ni trends kay fads? So let's find out first by having their definitions. So first, let us define trends. It is something that covers almost all of human activities, such as but not limited to politics, beliefs, economics, lifestyle, social life, and the like, whether the individuals or groups of people are aware of it or not. So whether daw aware tayo o hindi, malaki raw yung influence or impact ng trends sa halos lahat ng ating ginagawa sa ating buhay. So, sabi dito, it is a pattern of behavior demonstrated by a big number of people within a particular period. Kapag sinabi nating trends, maraming tao ang apektado nito, maraming tao ang nagdadala nito, at this can be observed in a long period of time. Samantala, kapag sinabi naman nating fads, something such as an interest or fashion that is very popular for a short time. So, unlike ni trends, si fads is popular lang siya for a short period of time. An intense but short-lived fashion. So, kapag sinabi nating fads, malakas yung impact niya, pero hindi siya pang matagalan. Kapag sinabi naman nating trends, malaki yung impact niya at nagtatagal din siya. It can be observed over a long period of time. So, para mas madali nyo siyang maintindihan, I have here examples. Now, here are the examples of trends. So, kagaya nga ng sabi ko kanina, kapag sinabi nating trends, ito ay pangmatagalan, malaki ang impact nito sa buhay ng tao, at ito nga yung mga examples niya. Yung mga gadgets, di ba? Yung mga gadgets, hindi naman siya nawawala, pero habang tumatagal, pa-evolve siya ng pa-evolve. Pa-high-tech ng pa-high-tech yung mga gadgets na na-discover. We have laptops, desktop computers, smartphones, iba't ibang uri ng smartphones, yan. Next is yung mga teleserye. Diba? We are very fond of watching dramas. Social networking sites. Yan, halos lahat tayo gumagamit niyan. Like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So, halos lahat na yata ng tao sa mundo ay merong social networking accounts. And even kids, meron na rin sila. So, ganun kalaki yung impact niya. Social advocacies, the drone technology, the gadgets that we are using in terms of photography, videography, the business processing outsourcing, yung mga BPO companies na sobrang tagal na hanggang ngayon ay patok pa rin na isa sa mga in-demand jobs. So yan yung mga ilan sa mga examples ni trend. So again, ito ay can be observed in a long period of time at malaki yung impact niya sa buhay ng tao. Now, ano naman yung examples ni fads? Ito yung mga malakas yung impact pero nagfe-fade siya, mabilis siyang nawawala. Ayan. Like, ito yung mga nauso noon, like hula hoops, yo-yo, virtual pets, yan, Pokemon Go, yung mga laro na sumikat, pero hindi nagtagal sa market. Nalaos din agad. So, ang tawag doon ay fads. Loombands, Candy Crush app, ito, pinaka boom na boom ito noon, yung Kalye serye yan, yung Aldab, 'di ba? Sobrang trending niya noong araw pero hindi siya nagtagal. Parang ilang years lang siya. So yon, bucket challenge yan, yung iba't ibang challenge na nauuso, yung mga ice bucket challenge, Yung Gangnam Style na sayaw, Tamagotchi pets, hoverboards, fidget spinners. So, yun yung mga examples ni fads. Mabilis nag-emerge, malakas yung impact, pero madali siyang nawala or nag-fade. Now, let us have a summary of comparison of fads versus trends in terms of different aspects. So first, in terms of notions of change. Kapag sinabi natin fads, the new things that we currently do fade when the perception of novelty is gone. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay nung kapanahonan lamang ng kausuhan, saka lang siya nag-boom, and then nung nawala na yon, nag-fade na rin siya. So, ganun yung karakteristik ni fads. Samantala, kapag si trends naman, the way we do things. So, it's part of our daily lives. Andyan na yan, hindi siya nawawala. Next, in terms of behavior. Si fads, intense. Malakas yung impact. Si trends naman, sustained behavior that turns into lifestyle, mindset, and values. So, sa sobrang lakas ng impact ni trends, naapektuhan niya yung lifestyle ng tao, yung mindset ng tao, at yung values ng tao. Next, in terms of effects, si fads, puro coolness, the Me Too mentality starts with technology. Si fads kasi, ito ay dahil lang gusto lang gumaya ng tao. Yung Me Too mentality, ibig sabihin, gusto lang makigaya ng tao. Di ba ganun naman talaga tayo, lalo na yung mga Filipino na kung ano yung nauuso, kung ano yung nakikita natin sa ibang bansa, yung nagiging patok, pilit nating ginagaya kasi feeling natin cool ito. So, yun. Pero hindi naman siya nasusustain, hindi siya nagtatagal. So, yun yung mga characteristics ni fads. And of course, si fads usually nagsustart siya from technology. Yan yung mga nakikita natin sa internet, sa TV, yun yung mga ginagaya natin. Samantala, si trends naman, ang effect niya is nami-meet yung needs ng tao, nasa-solve yung problems and issues. So, ganun yung impact niya. Next, time and nature of growth. In terms of that, it appears suddenly. Mabilis dumating. Enormously popular. Mabilis ding sumikat. Ngunit, it suddenly disappears. And it has unexplainable growth. So, yung fads, dahil sa sobrang lakas ng impact niya, kung gaano siya kabilis dumating, ganun din siya kabilis nawala at naglaho. Diba? Parang yung mga ka-MU nyo lang. Ganun yung fads. So, sobrang bilis ng impact niya, ang bilis niyang dumating, mabilis din siya naglaho. Samantala si trends, ganun din siya, mabilis siyang dumating, it's enormously popular, but it does not disappear. Hindi siya nawawala. Sa halip, it gets stronger over time and sticks around. Na pag sinabi natin trends, hanggang ngayon na-observe pa natin kahit noon. Noon hanggang ngayon na-observe natin. Kapag sinabi naman natin fads, noon, sobrang na-observe natin, sikat na sikat siya, ngayon, nag-fade na. Okay? Next, in terms of scope and limitations, ang fads, it stays within one company. Andun lang siya. And single brand or limited brand. Samantala si trends naman, it can cross over many companies, malawak yung sakop niya, and dahil sa kalawakan ng sakop niya, it encompasses entire areas of technology. So, ganun kalaki yung impact niya. So again, this is the summary of the comparison of fads versus trends in various aspects. Now, we have the term called the trendsetter. So pag sinabi nating trendsetter, syempre ito ay tumutukoy sa tao. So this is someone or something starts or causes a trend, a person who starts a trend. So, ito yung tao na nagpasimula ng nauuso o ng isang trend. Ang tawag sa kanya ay trendsetter. So, it is the individual's act or the event has attracted attention, earned acceptance, and created strong interest and influence on people whose number keeps increasing as days go by. So, isa sa best example ng trendsetter ay ang ating mga celebrities, yung mga influencers, di ba? kung ano yung mga pinapauso nila, yun naman yung kinakagat ng mga tao. So, ang tawag sa kanila ay trendsetter. Like yung mga expressions, yung mga nauuso, yung mga fashion, yan. Next, pag sinabi namang trend spotting, ito naman ay the study of trends and the way they develop and affect society. So kapag gusto mong pag-aralan ang isang trend at gusto mong malaman, curious ka, paano ito nakakaapekto o paano nito na-influensya ng society, ang tawag doon ay trend spotting. From the term itself, it means you are spotting a certain trend, you want to study that particular trend, and you are curious about its impact in the society. Next, we have the so-called trend analysis. So this is based on trend spotting, but it extends this into developing future scenarios. Kaya nga, sabi nila na in order for you to follow a trend, one must not only be conscious of what is currently happening, but be wise enough to predict the future. So, ibig sabihin, ina-analyze natin yung trend na hindi lamang tayo nagfo-focus sa ano ang nangyayari ngayon, kundi nape-predict na rin natin na dahil ganito yung trend ngayon, ito yung possible na mangyari in the future. Na pwedeng ito pa yung mangyari or ma-develop sa kung anong trending ngayon. Next, meron tayong tinatawag na elements of a trend. Paano ba natin masasabi na ang isang trend ay isang trend at hindi fad? So, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 5 elements. First, number of participants, pattern of behavior, long period of time, cause, and the consequence. So first, let us have the number of participants. So syempre, it pertains to people who follow a certain trend which is started by an individual or a group of people. So, pwedeng ang number of participants mag-grow mula sa individuals, maging ma-influence ito yung buong community at pwede namang dahil sa na-influence ito ang buong community, all over the world is ma-influence na rin ito. So, ang tawag doon is number of participants. So, example nito, kapag ang artista may ine-endorse, dahil malakas yung impact ni celebrity, yung kung ano yung ini-endorse niya, kinakagat ng tao. Kung ano yung sinusuot niya, yun na rin yung sinusuot ng tao. Yun yung ginagaya ng tao. So, yun, nakukuha niya yung large amount of audience and it pertains to the number of participants. Next is pattern of behavior. Ito naman, a trend is formed from repetitive actions of people. Kaya nagkakaroon ng trend kasi paulit-ulit na ginagawa ng tao o ginagaya ng tao. Dahil maraming taong gumagaya nito, so parami ng parami yung nai-influensya nito. So example nito is ng behavior ng isang tao is taking selfies. 'Di ba noon naman hindi siya nauuso, pero simula noong nauso yung mga nag-evolve yung cellphones, nauso na rin yung selfies na kung saan halos sa lahat ng galaw ng tao is may selfie. Pag pumunta sa isang magandang lugar, picture agad. Kapag may masarap na pagkain, picture agad. So, yun, nakikita natin yung pattern of behavior. Dahil doon, nakaklasify siya as a trend. Next is a long period of time. So, ito naman is one of the crucial elements of a trend na kung saan it means that a trend has to have a long time frame, sometimes running for a decade. So, minsan yung trend, so sobrang tagal niyang trending, decades yung inaabot niya. So, ang trend, meron din siyang, syempre, meron siyang ups and downs, nagfe-fade din siya, pero pwede rin siyang mag-recur. Ibig sabihin, yung trending noon, pwedeng mawala at mag-trending ulit ngayon, which is totoo, nangyayari yun ngayon, 'di ba? Yung mga nauusong fashion noon, bumabalik ulit siya ngayon. So, yun yung isa sa mga characteristic niya. Example nito is telephone. Nung unang panahon, telephone lang talaga yung meron ng tao. Pero as time goes by, nag-evolve na nag-evolve, nagkaroon ng keypad phones, ayan, nagkaroon ng infrared, nagkaroon ng Bluetooth, ngayon AirDrop na, okay? May iba't iba na siyang features. Keypad phones, naging touchscreen, okay, di ba? Because of that long period of time, hindi siya nawala. Na-observe pa rin siya hanggang sa ngayon, and that is brought by the technology. Next, cost. Ito naman, ang tinutukoy nito is the starting point of the trend. Siyempre, wala namang trend kung walang nagpasimula nito. Ano ba yung cost nito? And usually, it can be an idea, a technology, or an event, or a person. Sabi ko nga kanina, minsan ito ay galing sa mga trendsetters. Madalas, ito talaga ay galing sa mga trendsetters. So, all trends have beginnings. Yon, kung sino nagpauso nito, bakit nauso ito. So, that is one of the root causes of a trend. Next, consequence naman. Dahil may nagpauso, kinagat ng tao, nagtagal siya. Okay? So, it is a considerable impact or influence of a trend. So, best example nito ng consequence is yung ginagawa natin ngayon, okay? 'Di ba? We are discussing online. Hindi tayo nagkikita, nagsasagot lang kayo ng modules, and you are just listening to my discussion. So, it is one of those consequences. Due to pandemic, nagkaroon ng na-explore natin yung features, naging trending yung lahat na lang virtual, graduation, meetings, orientations, lahat ay virtual, kasi hindi tayo pwedeng mag face-to-face. So, that is one of those consequences. So, again, itong limang ito ang elements of a trend. Next, characteristics of a trend. So, we have 4 characteristics. First, microtrends, the macro trends, the megatrends, and the gigatrends. So, first, let's focus on the microtrends. So, it happens right now and are outright observable. So, pag sinabi nating micro, ibig sabihin maliit. So, these are the little things that happen all around us, all the time, and the tiny shifts that occur in everything, pwedeng into small details like the clothes we wear, yung snacks na ating kinakain, yung mga ganong uri ng trends, small details, ang tawag doon ay microtrends. Anong example nito? Example niya is yung mga mobile games. They are dependent sa smartphones. Yung mga mobile games na nauuso. That's part of the microtrends. Next, macro trends. Macro means big. So, it provides major changes that are perceptible in the societal level for a longer period. So, ito naman, sweeping changes that are affecting society. So, ibig sabihin, ito na yung nagkakaroon na ng impact sa society. Example niyan ay yung iba't ibang brands ng smartphones, 'di ba? Minsan dumadating sa time na sobrang dami na ng brand ng smartphones, hindi na natin alam yung ating bibilhin at magkakatunog sila. So, nagkaroon ng battle for popularity of these smartphones. Pwedeng iPhone versus Android phones, yun, nagkakaroon ng comparison. So, yun is a product of macro trends. Next, mega trends. It can last for decades and are so pervasive as to be generally known. It means na sobrang bilis kumalat. So, megatrends are actually macro trends that have grown up and moved out. So, they are big, bold, and affect the lives of the human race. So, they have become the prevailing condition that has become too normal. So, example nito ay ang mga smartphones na sobrang high-tech na sa ngayon, na kung saan worldwide, halos lahat ng tao sa buong mundo ay smartphone na ang ginagamit. May mga keypad phones pa rin pero bihira tayo makita niya. Halos lahat na ng tao ngayon ay smartphones na ang gamit. And last is the gigatrends. Trends that are so general that they affect most areas of human life. So, sa sobrang laki ng impact nito, they are usually identified to define an era. 'Di ba? Sa sobrang tagal niyang nagra-run o na-observe sa society, nade-define na niya ang isang era. Best example nito is the internet and the World Wide Web, na kung saan sa ngayon mahirap nang mabuhay kung walang internet connection. Parang lifeless o walang buhay yung ating gadgets, yung kahit gaano kaganda ang ating laptops, TV, computer, cellphones, kahit gaano yan kaganda kung walang internet, ay para siyang lifeless. So, everything evolves around the internet nowadays. So, kaya ito ay kinoconsider as the soul of almost all technology. So, yun yung example ni Gigatrends. So, again, those are the 4 characteristics of a trend. Next, how are we going to identify the emerging patterns? Siyempre, kung ikaw ay isang trendsetter, siyempre, kailangan ma-identify mo ba? Ano ba yung emerging patterns? Ano yung behavior ng tao? So, according to Ren and Lindvist, the tools that a trend spotter should find handy to use are categorized into 4 activities, yung makikita nyo ngayon. So, first, documentation. It means being able to record your observations which you consider related to any trend. Okay, so mahalaga talaga na nagdo-document tayo ng ating na-observe. So, usually ginagamit natin dyan is notebook and pen, note-taking features or apps on a smartphone or tablet, yon. So, ibig sabihin, i-document lang natin ano yung na-observe natin. Next is archive or memory, used to easily retrieve any documentation you have kept. So, yan, gumagamit tayo ng mga memory card para ma-store yung information. Yung dinocument natin, dito natin ilalagay. So, usually it's PDF format, and now because we are in a digital era, pictures can be easily saved. Next, analysis. Siyempre, ina-analyze natin yung trend. The stage where examination and combination happen. So, dito nagkakaroon ng brainstorming, grouping, and crafting of combinations. So here you can confirm the emerging patterns like events becoming more frequent and the things following a cycle. And last is, of course, presentation, representing your findings for easy understanding as a way of analysis. Okay? So usually, nagkakaroon dito ng storyboard in presentation. A mood board is a collage. Pwede rin magkaroon ng collage of images, text, and object samples. So, ito yung mga 4 activities na kung saan pwede nating ma-identify yung emerging trends. Last, we have to differentiate relationships between causes and consequences. So, when we say cause, it refers to an agent that brings about a result or a consequence. Meaning, ito yung pinag-ugatan ng isang consequence. Dito nagsimula ang lahat. So, pag sinabi naman natin consequence, it is always traceable to a cause which can be a person, a thing, a principle, motive, act, or event. So, ang consequence is relevant or related lagi sa cause. So, they are always interconnected. So, in short, there is no cause without a consequence and vice versa. There is no consequence without a cause. Okay, so that ends our topic for week 1 and week 2. So I hope you understand the difference between trends and fads. And if you still have questions, you can approach me, you can message me, or you can post in our Facebook page regarding your questions. So that would be all for today. Good day, everyone.